Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just getting prepared for the dev chat, which will happen in like 4 minutes. Let me just prep my work. I guess there's really only two key things that I've done. One is the content update for Jamjaboa, and the other is the auto tolling. Alright, one of the key things in this content update is the changing of the portal colors. Yeah, so that part I will have to talk about. Actually, do I have a build? Hang on. Oh, I do have a build here, right? Let me see if this is updated. It's built. It's made on the 13th. Yeah, I think this is the latest build. This is not this step. Should I make a build now? Let's try making a build now and see if it works. Ah, never mind, I'll just build from here. I'll just build from within Game Maker. And let me check if we're in the chat. Hello. Oh damn. Sorry, my audio setting is off. Give me a moment. Just a moment.
That should be okay. Yeah, that is good. That's good.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't able to hear you properly just now because your voice is coming out of the speaker rather than through my headset.
Wait, this is so weird. How come I can't bring your volume on my earphones up or down? That's the first time I've ever had that problem.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what's going on?
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Is that John?
I think I know. Okay, I got it working. Awesome. I'm a technological master.
All right, man.
That's me. Let me bring it down just a smidge. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Any exciting happenings for the week?
Yeah, I did networking, but we'll get into that later.
Networking?
Yeah, I was like, one day I woke up and I was like, I want to make a multiplayer web-based card game. So I made a base for it. And I was like, awesome. Then I was like, this is harder than I thought, as usual. But I was successful, so I mean, I
nice.
guess.
So you'll be talking about that, right?
Maybe it was like only a small part of my week. I'm not sure if I'll go into details, but.
I'm curious. Like, do you use any kind of middleware for it, or?
Yeah, I'm not a genius, so I use Photon.
Photon. Oh.
I use Photon, but I had to do a lot of custom stuff to like get the. Like, I basically was trying to make a turn-based system, and there were some problems with syncing some of the data when new users were joining and stuff like that. And it turned out harder than I thought it would, but that's probably because I'm an idiot. Probably.
No, come on.
Probably.
Come on.
Yeah. And then, some other stuff, but all true, like a painting process that, because I think it's relevant enough to pixel art.
Oh, yes,
pixel art is relevant enough to development.
No, don't worry, you can talk about whatever you like.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, in terms of games I played, holy shit, there's so many good games. So many good games, dude. Like Fight Night released, right? Fight Night is my friend's game. It's amazing. Basically, think Wizardry, right?
Yes.
Wizardry meets Punch Out.
Right.
Like, yeah, and it's as cool as it sounds. The exploration and everything is like top notch. There's a ton of puzzles to do, but you also get punch out combat that feels very satisfying. There's 2 lanes that you can move into and duck in and duck out and do uppercuts and do special JoJo moves and shit. It's amazing.
Also,
There's also
the
go ahead.
movement is based on lanes. Because like
Yes,
oh,
there's 2 lanes. Which it doesn't seem like it when you're watching the videos, but basically there's 2 lanes, left and right, and you basically duck in and out of them, and it's really cool. You can like parry attacks as well. It's amazing. There's also Rot Flesh, which is made in Godot.
Rot Flesh.
Yeah, it's made by Mrs. which is the guy who
Oh,
does the Godot tutorial videos.
Tutorial guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he released his game. Like he just posted a video on there. It's like release date is tomorrow. We're like, oh, okay. It's an open world, kind of like really cool post-apocalyptic game where you can exchange internal organs with creatures, and that gives you different powers. It's really cool.
Internal
very
organs.
Cyberpunk. Yeah, you can like take out somebody's heart and replace your heart with it.
Okay.
It's very cool.
I'll go
It can
check.
give you extra stamina, and you can eat corpses. It's nice. Cannibalism is always okay in my book. Don't quote me on that.
What? Someone's got to clip that.
I'm sorry I'm taking up so much time, but like basically also got Monster Rancher DX too.
Monster what?
Monster Rancher. It was my childhood game, so I got that as well. Then I also got Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon because it's my friend's game and I wanted to support him, but also looks cool and I want to play it.
Pocket Dungeon. Pocket Dungeon made by
Vine.
How do you spell it?
Vine. Pocket Dungeon is just it's just Pocket Dungeon. I don't think you wanted to know how to spell that one, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just check it. But yeah, it looks really good. But I haven't had any other games. And then FF7 remake comes out on PC, and I'm like, oh man, I don't have money. I don't have any more money.
Is it the one with what's her name, Yuffie or something?
I have no idea.
Right. I don't know about
Cloud and Tifa.
Yes, of course. But I don't know if I should like. I know
It's
like
$100. That might help cement your decision.
Yeah, that definitely helped. No, the thing is that I'm super curious, right? Like it has a lot of hype around. I mean, the title has a lot of hype around it, but I've never gotten around to playing the original FF7, so I'm not sure if it will hit the same notes for me personally. Yeah,
that's interesting because I never played the original FF7 either.
Oh,
but the remake looks a lot more action oriented. I'm not sure if that's...
Yeah, the thing is that so from what I hear, right, the remake isn't actually a remake. Yeah,
it's like more of a reboot, I guess.
It's not just... Wait, like... maybe that's spoiler territory, so maybe I shouldn't...
Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't.
Maybe I shouldn't say it.
Because I also might be playing it soon. Once I get money. I need money.
Yeah, but what I heard, right, is that you will feel the most impact if you have played FF7, the original.
I don't know if it's worth playing through the whole thing than playing through.
Yeah, I know, right? There's a lot of commitment. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like playing the whole of Skyrim before playing Skyrim VR. It's like, oh man, that's, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's your week been?
Mine's okay. I had to... Oh yeah, I finished my final week of school prior to the the holidays, but I do still have some stuff to grade. Yeah, and I still have to entertain questions at least for another week because the students
mostly over, right?
Mostly over, but the students actually have a submission during the holidays, right? Which means I may have to be on standby to help.
Those poor students.
Yeah, those poor students.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's fine. Yeah. How about John?
been procrastinating.
Alright, man.
I thought you were gonna say programming. I was like, I'm just waiting for it.
I am a professional at crastinating.
Yes, a
Yes.
procrastinator.
Yes, definitely. Same. Same.
You sure?
That's why I have all these to-do lists to force me to not procrastinate. Yeah.
Yeah, like it really helps to come up with a system, right, to force yourself.
Yeah. I've actually been reading a book on how to do that, but I'm like, man, I really need to learn to stop procrastinating too. So
Well, I mean, really, like you don't come across as someone who procrastinate.
I like to optimize my workflow as much as I can.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to stuff that I don't have much control over, like my mood, which sucks. I wish I had more control over my mood, but basically a malfunctioning toy, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to do your best to work around.
Yeah, but you know what? It's okay because I got 1K followers on Twitter now. And as we all know, that's what matters truly in life. Social media clout. That's what actually matters, not proper friendships or family. It's how many followers you have on Twitter.
I know you're kidding, but it's actually
Some people actually think that.
yeah, actually some people actually think that. I
man.
think it's very sad, right?
I was talking to my dad about it yesterday actually. Because
Alright.
we were talking, he was like, "Oh, it's great that." I was talking about the 1K thing, and he was like, "Oh, it's great that you kind of like are." It's not a very big number, but like at least it's a 1K at least, right? It's like a milestone.
Yes.
But I was like, I think Twitter is the only social media platform which I kind of like can tolerate because I can choose exactly who I follow, and I always read through to make sure they don't have any other stuff other than like artwork or game development before I actually follow them.
Right.
So my feed is just artwork and game development. But any other like social media platform I cannot tolerate, like a lot of social tendencies that occur. I say as I'm streaming live on Twitch. Hi viewers. Yeah, there's only one viewer, it's fine. I can say that. But yeah, it can be bad also, I think.
Yeah. I think it's
Definitely.
especially the case for especially for people who grew up since like they are 5 or 6, right, around social media. I think it's
Yeah, but
especially bad. Yeah.
The thing is, I grew up around technology, right? I've been programming since I was pretty young. But like I wasn't that connected when I was like super young. So like I'm thinking like people grow up with this kind of stuff. I don't know how it affects their brain. I actually don't know.
Yeah.
I've been reading up on it, and it's like this doesn't seem good. But I'm not sure.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, you have people with like tens of thousands of followers, and
Yeah.
for some reason, for some reason, people seem to think that they have more credibility because of that. But it's not necessarily always the case, right? Like when
Yeah,
do
it's
we
not
start?
necessarily always
Yeah,
the
like
case.
when do we start associating number of followers with credibility?
I guess it's just parasocial tendencies. Like
Yeah.
like you kind of like view them as like you put it on a pedestal, basically, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
weird. It's very weird to me.
Right.
It's very
Right.
strange. Thankfully, everybody who follows me mostly thinks I'm an idiot, so I think that's good.
No.
No, like at least most no like I okay, like this diverting a bit, right? But
Yes.
I went out with some friends yesterday, right? And I found I really enjoyed myself. And I think that's partially I like talking to people about programming and art, right? But I found that I had a kind of a weird appreciation for people who don't do anything that I can relate with. Because the only thing we can relate on is on a human level. Does that make sense at all? Am I just rambling like an old man?
No, I suppose. I can see
I'm
that
saying, right?
you want
Like-
to look for something deeper.
No, like I really miss talking about programming and art, don't get me wrong. But I found that like it's kind of like I feel like it kind of like looking at people based on their skill level or whatever. It's kind of just at this point to me it's a little bit disgusting. I still do it though. That's the
Right,
thing,
right.
Because it's just natural. I mean, like, oh, this person is more skilled. He probably has more, maybe he has more discipline. But no, actually, I don't have no more discipline. I'm just obsessed. It's very different. So So it's the size of the coin.
Right. Yeah.
I just want to get some deep philosophical stuff before we talk about fats, because that's what my progress was this week.
Yes, blobs, fatty blobs.
Oh yeah, you saw on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw on
the surprise is ruined.
It looks very cool. It looks very organic.
I don't think John has seen though. John, you haven't seen,
not.
right?
I have
Okay, yes. Sir.
Yeah, John, don't hang around social media.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
You're untainted.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen now.
I don't know about that, man.
Let me share my screen. Will this work?
Let's
Please work.
see.
Watch stream.
Let me.
Okay. Okay, I'll be basically explaining how this works.
Okay.
Because like there's not much there yet, right? It's just I got it to work. It doesn't work. It crashes.
Oh, is it a new thing?
No, I know why. No, it's because I didn't import the animations. I have to import the animations in every time I start Unity due to a Unity bug that broke my previous framework.
Right.
There we go. It should work now. So basically it's growing out, right? In several different directions. But look at that. If I hit them, oh, look at that!
Oh wow, look at that. Oh wow.
Look at that. It looks 3D even.
Oh my goodness.
It looks pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can destroy them as well now. I
Oh,
forgot that I put that in actually. But yeah, like you can do this and like you can like get them down. And it's actually very simple how I coded this. There's a few steps to it. But first we're gonna take a journey back into the past. Man, I sound like a teacher now trying to help with students. But like basically you know like Space Harrier.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So you know the worm from Space Harrier, right?
Yes.
Yeah, now you know exactly where I stole this shit from.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh.
So I found that like if you rotate it, it actually looks more 3D. And along with that's why it does look 3D to an extent. If it's just by itself, right, it doesn't look 3D at all. But with the normal mapping and constant growing, and also how I did the bouncy effect is very simple. It's just numeric springs. Every time it's spawned, right, there is a spawn location that it has, and it just springs towards that location. So whenever I hit it, it just springs back. That's it.
Right.
Oh.
And then what I do is I do the same thing for the size as well.
Quick question. How do you determine like the depth? Like which one to render in front, which one to render below?
The top spawn first. That's it.
Right.
As I spawn them, I just -1 from the sorting order. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's very, very simple. The code is extremely simple. Exceedingly simple actually. Let me just show it.
Okay.
Like, at least I think it is.
Devious Oatmeal says that they also look like intestines, which is kind of topical, right?
It kind of looked like chicken fat to me, which made me buy Jollibees right after I made this.
Wait, what? Chicken fat Jolly?
Yeah, it looked like it looked like fried chicken to me, and I was like, man, I really want fried chicken, so I bought Jollibees. That's how my mind works.
I see.
It's like I'm brainwashed by like advertisements and stuff. So I advertise to myself now.
Wait, let me get this straight. You look at that, and then the first thing that comes to your mind is, let's get something delicious to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm screwed up. What can I say? Anyway, so like basically it just invokes like grow after like 1 second. So like every 1 second it has like it invokes grow, which just creates a new version of itself.
Ah,
And
right.
then, yeah, and if it's the original, then it just goes left and right. If it's not original, it just goes in the direction that it's already going. That's it. It just instantiates it. That's it. Done.
Nice.
Cool.
Pretty simple. And then when you get hit, all you need to do is you just like move it back velocity, and that's it. Very, very simple. I say very simple, but simple stuff can take a while to tweak.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing the most on this, tweaking it, because I needed to get it to feel right. The other thing I want to show off that I almost forgot to show off actually, which will have been a shame, is that let me get rid of these guys first. Basically, you remember the rope physics things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I decided to make it greed. Cause I was thinking about what Amanda said actually, and she was like, "Greed for power," and I was like, And then I was like, "Yeah, greed for power makes sense." So we're putting in greed, and it looks pretty good. So that there's brains now. If I hit the brain, they stop moving as fast because the brains direct the body and the saw blades and stuff. There you go. And as it goes further and further, they start to spawn stuff like eyeballs and stuff like that. Also, the brains connect up further than the other things, so you get structures like that.
Oh, that's sick, man.
Yeah, and then like you can influence the direction because like it actually, when you hit a thing, right, it actually rotates everything else before it dies off. Like it will influence the velocity of everything else, and then it will die off afterward. Quick hack, like basically what it was, I made it fly in a direction, it didn't die.
Right.
Then that makes it so that it feels like, oh, you're actually influencing the. I see it. This is the thing I like about this. It actually like feels like it's kind of reshaping itself every time you shoot parts of it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like eyes that will shoot off bullets and stuff like that as well over time. In the later rounds, it's like after the 6th turn, they will start to shoot eyes and stuff. But this is a lot more procedural. And also, whoa, that's close. Also, one thing I realized for this world, right, is that the upgrades matter a lot in this world. Every single upgrade, for some reason, has a tremendous impact. If you get bigger skull, that makes it so you can hit things a lot easier. If you get auto aim, all of the things will get hit in order, and that's damn useful, even if it bounces off. If you get buddy, of course the buddy will actually like go through and attack each enemy one by one. But because it's like stringed together, like let me show, like shield is just shield, but if I did bigger skull, right, it'll actually be a lot more useful than it normally is because everything is just strung together. That's the eye. I think you saw it for like a second. But as it goes on, like basically it will spawn more and more parts. Like you can see this eye in the bottom left. They're all just shooting stuff at you.
Holy cow, it's getting claustrophobic.
Yeah. And this stage is kind of not as tough as NV though. NV by far is the toughest stage right now. NV is hard as hell. I can't clear NV, so that's bad. If the creator can't clear it, there's something wrong with it. Even though I'm bad at my own games. I mean, I can clear it, it's just way too hard.
NV is the one where you fight against yourself, right? Sort of.
Yeah, it's like, I can't consistently clear it, that's the thing, right? I clear it maybe half the time, which is like bad.
Right.
Yeah, I should be able to clear it all the time. Doesn't make sense.
Because if you're having trouble, then everyone else is going to have even more trouble, right?
Not necessarily the case for my games. I suck at my games, so I don't. So actually, like I find that like sometimes even when I can't clear my own stage, there's some people are like it's too easy.
Right.
Like that's the part of being a bad gamer, you see.
Come on.
And then then you can spike chains won't really help in this scenario, but shoot will help a lot, as you can tell. Like especially when they're strung together. Like let's see like that. See? Wow. Yeah, like every upgrade matters a lot in this level for some reason. I'm assuming it's because they're all strung together, but
Right.
like I think it looks quite cool, right? Like they're all like kind of randomly generated, like every stage you kind of have the small little strategy you get yourself out of the situation. Like you're like, oh, all the that, right? That makes it a lot easier, that kind of thing. You come up with these like small on the fly strategies when you're playing this level.
Yeah.
And it feels very different from say Pride. Pride is the level with all the ones who just shoot at you. And for Pride, it's just, you just dodge and shoot. It's just a reflex game. For this, it's a bit more strategic. Until it gets to here, and each point it becomes a reflex game. But you know what I'm saying? Like all the levels all the stages feel quite different at this point, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
The only one that doesn't really feel the difference is Lust, I think. It does feel different, but not as different as the other ones. Last is like the ones with the eggs that can get fertilized. Yeah, so that one is like, it's okay. I think I will actually work on it a little bit more. But the focus for this week is basically getting the gluttony to be finished with the fats and all that.
Right.
I'm planning to make certain fats do certain things. I haven't even explained why I'm doing what I'm doing for gluttony. I should say that. So for gluttony, right, the reason why I have all those fats, right, is these fats will actually stay past each level. What I mean is that once the level is done, usually the entire level is cleared, right?
Yeah.
These guys will stay throughout the entire stage. Clear them out before the level is done. If you don't clear them out, they will spawn more and more and more. Eventually, it's like a battle royale where you have only a few spaces left. You can clear them out, but then if you clear them out, then you're not taking care of the enemies.
Oh,
So the enemies are actually very easy to take care of. So easy to the point, right, that you don't want to take care of them. You don't want to kill the enemies early. So the
Right.
goal for this level is don't kill the enemies early, otherwise you'll screw yourself over.
right. Wait.
Actually-
Don't kill the enemies early. Oh, so
Yeah.
to focus
So
on
if you kill
killing
the, if you kill the enemies early, right,
Yeah.
you will just go to the next level and then there'll be more fats.
Ah.
So instead of like, oh, kill all the enemies as fast as you can, which is every other stage, this stage is the enemies are super easy to kill. Don't kill them.
That's very.
Yeah.
That's very.
Yeah. So the real enemy is the level itself. Yeah, design. Wow.
Design. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it
got a
definitely
degree
feels
for
different.
something, right? Oh, sorry.
It definitely feels very different from the
Yeah.
rest. That's
I wanted
great.
to make every stage feel quite different.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically it.
That's great.
And then I maybe should show off a bit of the networking stuff before I talk about the painting stuff.
Yes.
I'll just close this up.
Yes.
Do you want to save? No. Wait, I hope that wasn't a mistake. I don't think it was on point. I think it should be engine. This works on WebGL also, interestingly. It works across like platforms. So it works on, like I'm playing on Windows, right? I can enter the lobby, and then it will enter the lobby on the web also. You can like play with people on the web.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Photon is pretty easy to work with for networking, I guess, because it's, I mean, it's still tough, but like, you know, like,
It takes care of quite a bit of things for you.
takes care of like quite a bit, yeah. Me just like,
Do you have to deploy like a server or anything, or does Photon take care of that for you?
Photon takes care of that because they have their own servers that are free to a certain extent. I think 20 users per lobby or something, which is very generous. That's very generous.
In
I'm
which
just
case,
gonna-
does the game logic like does the syncing up happen on the client side, or is it like, or do you also export your code to Photon servers and then they do the logic on the server side as
It's
well?
on client side.
Oh, it's all on client side.
I'm pretty sure it's all on client side. So
It's kind of
I'm
like
just gonna-
coded as if it's like peer to peer, right?
Yeah, kind of. But honestly, I'm not sure if like I'm saying this stuff accurately because I still don't know enough about it. But basically, I got this loading screen, which is blue. And after I can type in like say test. I will actually a version of this out. It will take just a second, like not a second, but it will take like maybe like 10 seconds.
Okay.
But basically, once you have one built out, you can test out like whether it actually works. Because there you go. So I'm just gonna set this up here, and then I'm gonna create a test lobby and create it. So I'm here, and I'm gonna join the test lobby here. And wow,
Yeah.
it's as simple as that. Yeah. So the thing is, I there's some behind the scenes stuff. This is a number here. It's a very small number. It says 0. So if I press it on this side, then it will switch to 1. Press on this side, it switches to 0. The problem was with this was trying to store the data in a way that all the players had it, but I couldn't use singletons, and I also couldn't use certain design patterns that I'm normally used to.
Right.
So networking was kind of a pain in the ass. But you can't. It just looks very simple right now, but there was quite a lot that went into this when I was trying to figure out how to make a turn-based kind of system.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Because there's a lot of waiting on each other, and if one guy is waiting and then somebody leaves, then what happens? Then like, there's like all these like weird edge cases that I never really thought of.
Oh, it's painful. To think, even thinking about it hurts me.
Yeah, it's like it kind of hurts my brain now. But I did it. I mean, it kind of works. Like all you can't really see any of it working because it's all behind the scenes. But I basically printed out a bunch of stuff that attempt update 2.1. Yeah, you definitely get what it means.
Nice.
I've completely forgotten what this means. But I basically made sure that it works.
I
So that's
have
good.
I have a question. So when you code this, right,
Yeah.
what is the game in mind that you want to implement?
I want to implement a framework that allows me to make simple card games. That's the goal. Because when I'm like let me show you something first.
Okay.
There's this thing called the Pleasure Not Business Card RPG Gem. So it's basically games that fit on a business card. I was so taken aback by this like minimalist design to like traditional gameplay, right? Then I was like, I want to make a card game, but with COVID happening, it's very hard to test it with other people, and I can't expect people to download a client. I can't expect people to parsec or whatever. So I wanted a system where they could just play on a WebGL thing that loads up almost instantly. And this was pretty much perfect for that if I could figure it out. So I wanted to make a bunch of card games basically, and I wanted to be able to have a framework where I can do that easily. That's basically it.
Right,
I actually
right.
wanted to make like some kind of thing where it's not really just a card game. It's more of a storytelling kind of thing, where like you can pass around stuff and like you can modify it and that kind of thing. I was also thinking of making a synchronous editor, like multiplayer pixel art editor, that kind of thing.
Right, right. So for making turn-based card game.
Yes, that's basically it right now.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I might change it into something else later on, but for turn-based stuff, I think it's perfect because I can, as long as I can say that one turn is ended and another turn is going to start, right? And as long as I can identify what information is going to be kept across all of the players, then the actual logic for the game should be super simple.
Right.
So as long as I can get a framework to do all of the base, really hard to imagine edge cases, then the top layer of logic should be good to go. I
Right.
actually want to start with something like this. This is something that I used to do as a kid. I don't know if you did it. I used to take a sketchbook, then I will cut it into 3 pieces.
Okay.
Then I'll actually draw a head, nose, like the top of the head, the nose part, and the bottom chin part, and I'll flip it so that you could create your own monster.
I've
used to
never
do-
done this before. That's cool.
I used to do that as a kid. I was like, wow, I'm so smart because nobody did it, but actually a lot of people did it. I actually made it for a game for Digipen when I was in the US.
Alright.
It was basically a game where you could evolve your Eldritch monstrosity in different ways. Of it to evolve it. But I was just thinking, like, wouldn't it be fun if people could just draw like random parts and can like sounds like Cards Against Humanity kind of thing where you could like just draw different parts of the monster and then trade it around. And yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought that might be cool. So like making a drawing thing on here should be okay, as long as I can get the stylus API, which should be able to work on web probably. If I can't, I guess you're stuck with a mouse. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, stylus
Yup.
API, that means you can detect the pressure as well.
Yeah, Unity has it. Godot has it also actually. The only one that doesn't have it is actually no, most engines don't have it now that I think about it. Only Godot and Unity have it.
Oh, nice.
When I'm thinking of engines, I'm also thinking of like non-game engines. That's why I was like, oh, a lot of stuff has it. But like processing has it, right? Processing has like stylus support. But it's not a game engine. It's like for general use cases.
Right.
I don't think Game Maker has it. I'm not sure. Maybe it does.
I doubt it. I'm not sure. I've not seen it before, but
I doubt it as well.
yeah, unless someone wrote a plugin for it.
That'll be really hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And one last thing, I would like to show off a secret.
Yeah.
Not really a secret.
Oh,
but
while you show it off, right? Devious Oatmeal mentioned that there's this YouTube channel, Shut Up and Sit Down, I think. Did a video on things called print and plays. There's a whole website dedicated to these things you can just print out and play. Sometimes multiplayer and sometimes single player.
I have watched that channel before, I think. Let me just make sure I have. Because I think it sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
I think I watched one of their videos, that's about it. I'll check out more of their stuff actually after this. Thank you. Is it? Oh, it's like
Board game reviews.
ooh, interesting. Yeah, I'm getting very into this kind of thing nowadays. Thank you for sharing. It's cool. Fake artists with real artists.
Thanks, Devious Oatmeal.
Thank you. Wait, Photoshop is being an ass again.
While
Photoshop.
loading, I just wanted to say something about like multiplayer games. One of the annoyances is like you have to make a build first before you can test against yourself, right? I wonder if there's a better way of doing it. Like when I was doing some stuff in Game Maker, I had to make a build and then I can test in the player and it have a separate client, right?
Yeah.
You know the thing that I commented out here. It's part of a chain of things that I was trying to do to make it easier for myself. So like, this one just joins and creates it. Like, it's a huge pain, but I don't think there's any way around it.
Yeah. Damn.
And I was thinking about it for a while. I was like, is there any way around this? I was like, I mean, I could make a local version, but that won't be an accurate representation. Because what I'm trying to test is whether the online stuff works.
Yeah.
So there's really no way around it. I don't think there's any way. Unfortunate. The thing you can do is you can make the build process automatic. And that helps a lot, but that's about the most you can do.
I know, right? Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, look at that. Wow.
Look at that. It's not like full pixel art.
I love the lines that you have in the previous. Yeah. This
Yeah,
one.
it looks like pixel art, right?
Yeah.
But it's all fake. I cheated. Okay, I'll explain what I'm doing. Basically, I'm using what's called dynamic HD index painting.
Yes.
Which was a technique created by Dan Fessler. And it's a technique I've used for a while. But I realized that it really shines with 1-bit art and with a vertical kind of thing. So a vertical jitter, right? So I have this jitter on an opacity of 15% and an overlay on top of
Is
all
the
the
jitter a texture, or do you like how do you generate it?
The jitter is basically, let me show you. The jitter is basically, I just create a pattern of 1 pixel by another pixel, right?
Okay.
Then I just paint it in like that.
Oh.
Then it's like that. See, it's just one.
Look at that.
Oh my eyes! Okay. Yeah, there you can see. You know what I mean now, like.
I don't actually know
zoom
how
it in.
to make
Nice.
brushes. Oh, my eyes! That's cool.
Okay, just show you how to make brushes like real quick because like it's relevant.
Thanks.
Basically, you can make a brush really easily by doing like you can just like create something like this, right? Then you can do this. And what I did was I didn't make a brush, but I made a pattern instead. So you define pattern instead of brush preset.
Okay.
So you find a pattern like that. Then you can go to your brush, a pattern brush, and then you can just select it. There you go.
Oh wow.
And you can use this for anything. So I actually have a bunch of stuff like that. And what I do with this, right, is that I actually use it. If you just use it like this, you can get some very nice textures to start with, and then you can go in and you can actually paint over it.
Oh, that's sick, man. That's
Yeah,
cool.
then that's how you get like very, very easy texture generation while still you can make things look very realistic if you know what textures you're gonna use. But yeah, that's one of the things. So I basically what I do is I jitter it. The black and white is just black and white. It doesn't really affect it in this case because it's already black and white, right? But here's the trick: indexes. This is what's called posterization. Posterization is basically separating it out into different like levels of. Think of it as like a threshold.
Yeah.
So if I have like 5, then it will go something like that. See it? If I go like 16, then it will do something like that. And I go down deeper and deeper, have a different look. If I put a 2 though, it will just have a 1-bit kind of thing. And then I do a color ramp, then that's it.
Nice.
The benefits of this are very, there's a lot of benefits. One thing you have to do is you have to set up your eyedropper, right? Say current and below. So that you can select on the layer that you're on rather than the actual color. So let's say I'm selecting this color, right? I'm using my mouse by the way because I'm lazy to bring out my tablet. But basically, let's say I have that, then oops, wait, what? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, sorry. So basically I have this, right? And I do that. So in pixel art, right? Let's say I wanted to rotate this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be painful if you do the regular pixel art. So let me just give you a comparison. Say I'm drawing this, right? Say I draw a face. Okay, that's a terrible face. Let's say I draw a face.
Okay.
Like that. If I'm gonna take this, right, and I'm gonna rotate it, right, it's gonna look like that. You can get all sorts of artifacts and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right? It's not the case for this. The reason why is because there's a painting underneath there. So all you need to do is you need to like take this, do that, and it smoothens it out for you, right? Automatically, right? Because that's just how Photoshop works, right? It's working on an actual painting. Then when you actually like convert it back, see it?
Oh, that's good stuff.
You can basically not only do that, you can transform, you can smudge, right? And like for example, let me just actually merge these two layers. How do I merge under merge down? Here. So you can, for example, I can smudge, right? And I can actually like affect the pixel art in a way that you can't normally do in pixel art. In fact, you can do stuff like blurring, and it will turn into jitter. This effect is especially prevalent if you try to use stuff like different colors and then change the posterization level. So most people will work with a posterization of like 5 or something like that, right? And then they will use a color ramp or something different. Like for example, you might go with like, you know, something like that, and maybe, I don't know, like with a toxic waste kind of feel like that.
Right.
Moss kind of feel. Like if you have something like this, and of course you can add a intermediary color like that. So you can start to do something like that. I mean that's kind of weird, but you can, if you wanted to, you could make something a bit darker like that, and that looks pretty cool. But the interesting thing is that once you got something like this, right, you can kind of like paint it like you would a normal painting, and then when you're done, right, you can take this entire thing, you can scale down until it looks legible enough to still be pixel art. And that's a cheat that you can do. Then you can actually take that image, right, and since this entire process basically exports an actual image that's pixel by pixel. It's like it doesn't export larger than the pixel size. So you can take it and you can import it into ASprite, and you can just modify it.
Yeah.
So you can make pixel art very, very fast using this method.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a full-on painting. If it's game art, right? I'm actually using it for game art. Let me just share this real quick. There's this game that I made in Japan called The Blob.
Yes.
Right? All of the art, background art and stuff, right, was done using this method. And almost all of it was done like within, like each individual part here was done within about less than 1 minute, maybe.
Right.
So that allowed me to have like a lot of different patterns very easily. So like this thing looks so complex, right? Like this part here, or like the round parts on the platform here. But it's all done within like for example, right, the round part, right, like here. All I did was I took the circle selection, I colored it in, then I blurred it out. That's it. That's it. Then I'm done. And it gives you a jitter because the jitter comes for free.
What's the name of the technique again?
It's called HD index painting.
Yeah.
I've covered this. I think I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm bringing it up again is because I realized for one bit, right? Wow.
It looks very good. Yeah.
And I realized that I was talking to a friend recently, and they were saying for professional artists, right, you should have a signature style that you go back to. And I'm like thinking, what is my signature style? I don't have one. I kind of jump all over the place, and I kind of like that actually. I like the freedom to do that.
Right.
But I also kind of wanted to kind of settle on one specific signature style. And I think this ticks all my boxes because it looks like ink work. The workflow is painterly, which I prefer over the workflow for inking.
Right.
And it looks pixel artish without the very tight constraints of pixel art. Yeah. So it pretty much is perfect for me. And so I was thinking of just like doing a lot of art in this style for a while and trying to see how far I can go with this. And the reason I bring it up on a dev chat of all things is because I was wondering whether this actually is suitable for, say, a game. So I was also thinking, once I thought about that, I naturally thought, can I do this procedurally? And I was like, yeah, of course I can. Of course I can. It's super easy to do that. Like all of this stuff can just be replicated in shaders.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah. So I was like, holy shit. Basically the same thing I did for Skull is basically almost the same thing I did for Skull Chains. Except it's a bit more nuanced, I guess. Because of the dithering stuff. Because for Skull Chains there is also a dither, by the way. But I did have a bunch of colors going into it.
Right.
But I was just thinking, right, if I'm making an RPG or something, or I'm making like a very turn-based game or something like that, or if I'm making card art for like the thing I was talking about, the networking, this might be perfect for that stuff.
Yeah.
I was just thinking it would be perfect for your card game.
And so I made a shit ton of them. I did this one. I didn't even show this one anywhere actually. But yeah, I also did this one. Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, so do the because for a while I was like experimenting with a lot of different styles. I was like maybe I could do like more photo bashing like this. But I think eventually, right, I realized that I should. There's benefits to not jumping around everywhere and sticking with one specific style, because once you sit down and like try to stick to one specific style, you can get the most out of it.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do for at least another few weeks. If my ADHD allows for it. Yeah. I think next week I'll just be like, hey guys, I found another style.
No, I really enjoy it. I really enjoyed hearing you talk watching you paint, right? And then you were using the gradient map. And I was like, oh, damn, because the thing is, art is always a problem for me, right? So I'm trying to find like certain
tricks,
like to procedurally do stuff. And I thought like after looking at you use the gradient map, I'm like, oh, you know what, I can possibly do that in game for my future ideas as well. So that's really cool.
That's what I do basically for skull chains. That's how I got the thing good working.
It's awesome. So skull chain was also like gradient map, was it?
Yeah, I didn't code the oh wait, it's not open. But I didn't code the thing. I used a external some external code for it. I can't remember exactly what, but there is some data patterns in there, but very, very minimal as well.
Right, but it does basically whatever you would do.
Just
in
conform
Photoshop,
to
right?
a palette.
Right. It's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think there's one thing I want to warn you about that. If you there's a difference between using a gradient map on a black and white palette, like a black and white image.
Yes.
And using it on a colored image, especially for, I mean, not in Photoshop. I'm talking about like in a game engine.
Yes.
Because on one side you're just comparing one float, putting a one float on like a colored gradient map. The other one is you're actually checking for the most close color.
Yeah.
Which is very, very different. And that was actually why Skull Chains for a while was having some technical problems with certain graphics cards. I don't know why that was the case, but once I fixed that, then it worked.
Right.
But I should just point that out because I find that that's not talked about anywhere, but it's a pretty obvious problem. You'd want to check for the closest color every single.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, and I think that's about it basically.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll actually be streaming some more after this. I'll actually be testing out more of this style.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's cool. This is like super informative.
Yeah.
Super cool.
And I really love this style.
And now you can see Inception.
Yes.
My brain.
All right.
Holy shit! I took 45 minutes.
It's alright. This is great stuff.
Oh my god.
I only need 2 minutes later.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't have much. How about you, John?
Talk too much.
I don't have much.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you can see my screen, let's look at this. Last week was 12, right? So this is what I've done so far. Oh no, something weird.
Oh, no, looks like polishing.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, you're polishing
it's
already.
just like polishing stuff.
Oh, you did all this stuff.
No. Only here. Only here. Oh my goodness! Please don't. I'm afraid.
What's wrong with your mouse, John?
This is what you get for using terminal.
That's what you get for using the terminal. Last week I demonstrated, like I added sound effects. The commit wasn't made until 2 days later, but anyway.
Yeah.
Last week I showed some sound effects. So the past week I've been working on just cleaning up some of the sound effects, cleaning up some of the bugs that were annoying me, and stuff like that. So one of the things that was annoying me was that because I was using audio sprites, so basically all the sound effects are in one audio file. For some reason, the library I'm using called Howler.js, like occasionally you get like popping noises.
Yeah, it was a problem since the start, right?
Yeah, it was a problem since start. And then so what I did was I just told Howler to not auto suspend itself once, if you hear, or that, like if there's no, by default it turns on auto suspend so it doesn't waste processing power.
Right.
But that somehow interfered with audio sprites for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's why. That seems weird.
Yeah. I think it was like because it's using the web audio API, it would be it would sort of prematurely off the audio source that was playing, and I think that's the case or something like that. And so by prematurely cutting off the audio source, it was like causing pops to happen.
Right.
At least that's my current theory. I haven't dug too deeply into the code.
Is it like a lot more? It's not like too strenuous to keep it running all the time, right?
Don't know. My computer isn't burning up, so I guess it isn't.
Right. Wait, sorry, I didn't quite follow. What's auto suspend again?
So basically, Howler uses the web audio API. And basically, it runs a bunch of nodes in the audio API. So it's like a node-based system where you have like a source node pumping audio out, and it goes through a bunch of nodes that can do processing, and then finally all the nodes connect to an output, which is your speakers, your headphones,
right,
in the background. Right. So Howler just kind of looks at what you're playing, and if you've not been playing something for 30 seconds or more, then it will just stop all the processing, and then it will try to resume once you start playing another sound effect. Normally this works fine with your sound effects in separate clips, but for some reason, if you have your clips in an audio sprite, I was getting lots of pops, and I'm not entirely sure why this was happening, but turning off the auto suspend seems to have helped fix this.
Right, I see.
Glad for the gamers, your computer's gonna burn up.
Oh no.
I know you have talked about audio sprites before, but just to make sure that I didn't remember wrong, right? Audio sprite is basically an audio equivalent of texture editors, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I were to,
that's how I think of it as well. Yeah.
If I were to import the audio, you would see these are like, this is my sound effect 1, sound effect 2, and sound effect 3, and so on. And so if you were to look into code, audio code, you see like I define like a JSON object of my sound effects. The bump would start from time 0, it lasts for 127 milliseconds. Shot starts from 429 to 22 milliseconds, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I kind of did this by hand because
I think that's fine. I personally think
so you only have like a few of them, right?
Yeah, like if you have like a ton of them, then probably not fine.
Yeah, I like zoom in here, and I'll click here, and then I'll look at the time over here.
I think that's what everybody will do.
Yeah.
If you have like if you have less than like 20, it's like not worth it to write a tool to.
I mean, there are tools out there. Like if I might have shown this during when I was porting HTTP to HTML5. There's a tool called Audio Sprite or something like that will combine a whole bunch of sound files into one single sound file and output the JSON file for you. Yeah. In this case, I just went to GarageBand and hit a bunch of drum sounds.
For
so
future.
My sound effect.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So anyway, like this is my sound effects. Like I went into GarageBand, I took a drum thingy, and like I hit a bunch of keys, and then like, okay, I'll export it as my sound effects.
Right.
I had to do everything manually.
For future reference, right? I actually coded up a thing with FFmpeg that does the same thing but for videos. So if the video is actually like frame for more than like 2 frames, you'll cut out the entire section. So it's very easy to probably do it in FFmpeg. That's my guess for audio as well. So that might be useful. I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
FFmpeg can do everything.
Yeah, it can.
It's like magic.
Yeah.
I have one question, John. So you want to keep the size of your game like as small as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, is there a reason why you export them as stereo and not mono? Is it like is the audio quality that important for this game?
Now that you mention it, now that you
Maybe
mention it,
maybe
Is it
you
like that?
it
I
can
think,
reduce it further, right?
I didn't
yeah,
even
I think
notice
I
that.
can. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
How is it? Okay, I don't know anything about audio. Is it just double if it's stereo? I mean, I'm assuming. Is it?
It depends on your
The instrument also, right?
instruments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like by default, I think GarageBand just outputs as a stereo output, and the instruments do have like some kind of stereo effect to them. So it's not necessarily the case that these are the same. I just try to split the tracks. How do I split this? Split stereo to mono, and then I could invert one of them, I guess. Don't select all. But select this one. How do I select this? Select and invert. Effect. Invert. And then I could down mix, I guess. These two. Generate tracks. Mix and render. And oh wow!
Whoa, what
Look
happened?
at that.
Oh,
You
okay,
got
there we go. Yes.
Did we call the invert? Or,
Wait, why-
or
why would-
what happened?
Why would mix and render affect the amplitude so much?
Oh no, because I inverted one of them. So the
Oh,
case would be that
Oh, that's the difference. Okay, got it.
Okay, I get it now.
this
Yeah.
is the diff, and so there is like only
So,
one part where
on-
it's actually different.
What instrument is that
Oh.
final one?
Oh, it's a swish kind of sound.
Swish. Right, right.
Swish.
Is that wolf stereo?
I guess that's not worth being a stereo thing. Well, yes, thanks for pointing it out. I completely did not notice that.
Holy
Even faster.
damn, optimization.
Sorry,
Nice.
I have a question from Devious Oatmeal. So I'm not sure if we have ever talked about Firebase, but the question was it Firebase he used before? I kind of want to see and look more into it. Have we talked about Firebase?
I don't even know what it is.
Right,
Firebase is that Google
yeah.
Play thing. Like it provides you with like a bunch of storage, practically
Analytics.
everything you need to make a, a web app.
Right.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of this ever.
Yeah, because GameMaker actually just officially released support for Firebase, and there are some GameMaker devs that are pretty excited. And I look at the features that it offers, right? It seems pretty exciting. Like now we can host user-generated content, and then we can download from Firebase and use it.
Is this primarily for mobile or like what? Oh, I
I
don't.
think it works for web as well. Like at Firebase Unity.
Oh, there we go.
At Unity, Firebase your Unity
I,
project.
I,
What
I
does it
tend to
provide?
hear about Firebase a lot for mobile projects, but I'm not sure about desktop ones.
I think
Web
there is a web reference here, so we can see the API for.
It seems more than iOS, so basically web and mobile.
You need a real-time database. You need cloud back with your game. You can create cloud functions. Cloud functions are basically like.
Sorry,
sorry.
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, cloud functions are basically like tiny API calls. You can write tiny API calls for the backend, and you don't have to set up a server to do anything. You just like write some Node.js code, throw it up there, and they will host it for you. They will implement the routing for you.
Oh, okay.
So you could do something like, get all the high scores, like get high scores, and then write a function that will retrieve it from whatever storage you're using in backend. It could be Firebase real-time database. Ta-da! It could basically host an entire like leaderboard thing on Firebase.
But is there a reason why you won't just use iOS or Android inbuilt stuff, like the Google Play?
Maybe cross-platform support.
Yeah, if you need cross-platform support, this
That's
is what
true,
you would
yeah.
do. I think you could host it like on, like you could make a web game
And you will share the leaderboards with the Android and iOS,
Yes.
I'm guessing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could use Firebase for that.
That's cool.
I'm not sure if you.
It's like price up.
Sorry. I'll click the
Oh
wrong
yeah, I'm curious also.
thing. Free
It's
Sparkman.
free!
Authentication. Oh no, what? Phone
Oh, that's
lock?
actually quite 20k rides per day. That's quite I'm
Yeah.
assuming they mean like leaderboard, like writing to the database, right? Is that what they
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Am I being stupid? It seems pretty generous to me.
Every write operation, like unless you were like super big, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
you were,
that
like-
seems pretty generous.
But you have to kind of calculate, I guess. Like how many operations do you think your game will perform? Like, is it gonna read the say leaderboards like, every second? Then you probably might not have enough.
They
if you
probably
have,
should
like,
get better code.
Yeah.
You're reading your cloud database every second.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is sufficient for
Yeah.
say a tiny game
Yeah.
that's not not too popular yet. But once you get to like say 10,000 daily active users, then maybe it will become very expensive.
Right. Mitraka says that Mitraka has used Firebase and is very generous.
Yeah, it seems very generous.
Megabytes, 3 megabytes of transfer per day. Hosting data transfer. Not sure if this is good or bad. Machine learning.
Yeah, reminds me of like that. I mean, I don't even know if this is like appropriate to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Steam, right? They have like they offer some storage, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking about it to a friend recently, and he told me that very recently somebody got in trouble for hosting adult content on their Steam Steam cloud storage.
Oh no!
A developer, I mean.
Okay.
Like he was using his entire game as an excuse to host his collection.
Oh wait, so it's nothing to do with the game.
Yeah, it's not.
It was his game.
Yeah, so his game, and Steam was like, don't do that. They kept doing it. No, that's funny. I just wanted to share.
That's amazing.
I just thought of that. I was like, oh man,
That's amazing.
cloud storage can use for anything.
Oh,
I mean, I was using my web host as my backup server and stuff. I think we had like Chini, we had a lot of disk space allocated, but then one day they just went and said like, no, if you're not linking it to your website.
damn.
Oh no, I hope Bluehost doesn't do that to me.
Then you back up the stuff, right?
No, I don't know. I also back it out on Dropbox.
Yeah, I put it on somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just convenient sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
John, what do we have on the server?
Oh, I don't know, like our Git repos, our SVN repo.
We have a lot, right? Is it? What do we have in there?
Yeah.
Switchhack is in there.
No, we put Spaceship on Bitbucket, I think,
Oh right,
or GitHub, one of them.
right. Oh, you're talking about even older projects.
Yeah, the super old project.
So damn. So Night of the Hyena is there.
Yeah. But I think because we kind of linked them to the web, so
It was fine.
yeah, like you can access
Interesting.
it through a password interface and access the stuff. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
There was some other stuff like I would back up like photos and stuff, but not link them to the main website. And the thing is like the web host was like, nope, you can't do that.
Oh yeah, speaking of
Please
which,
just back up.
Yes.
John has reminded me of two things that I have to go over later on.
Okay.
One of them is that I have written some scripts for my website to automate a whole bunch of document exporting and stuff.
Okay.
And the other thing is, I started learning to make music.
Nice.
Hey, nice.
So I'll get into that later because I don't want to interrupt John.
I still have like the link to Nanoloop here, and I still have not.
Nano is so good though. Messing around with it also.
Oh,
It is good. It's...
You've been keeping this tab on for how long?
1 week.
Wait, have you not got it or like?
I have not got it yet.
Get it! It's good.
I will. I will.
Get it for Game Boy.
No, I don't even have a Game Boy.
I have it for Game Boy. I was gonna talk about Nano Loop for Game Boy actually.
I mean, I have a Game Boy that's hidden like somewhere in storage. Like
Yeah.
10 levels deep or something.
I wonder if I can even show my webcam on Discord if I'm showing it on stream. We'll find out later on.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
But yeah, other than this stuff, the sound stuff, what did I do? Yeah, a bunch of small tweaks. Small tweaks. You can play it on itch if you want. You can see the tweaks. But basically like it's too much hassle to get to them. But I fixed a bunch of bugs. That's all.
Yes, awesome.
On the later stages, is it? Or I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, and one thing is like I clear out all the single shown hit anything on the next round. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Because they would like still stay there, and then after the collapse, then they'll
Yeah,
continue.
like that
moving,
one
and then
right there, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
they'll
you
continue
died
moving.
anyway, so...
Yeah. That's
But
cool.
yeah, that illustrates the point. Yeah.
Right.
Right. So it's primarily polishing and bug fixing now, right? It looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So stuff
Nice.
I'm gonna do next week. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna
Release it!
Not yet.
Release it!
Do up that personal best thing. Game over UI.
UI, yeah.
Yeah. And then think of 3 more patterns. I still need to think of 3 more patterns.
And then link it to Firebase for leaderboard support.
I think I'll just put it like wherever. Yeah, maybe.
I was joking. but I mean, yeah, sure.
I'm in contact with some publisher about the HTML5 publishing, and I think, John, if you get it on Pokey, right, and it looks like there is a opportunity for you to bring it to more platforms, then maybe we can talk about reaching out to the publisher. I'm still in contact with them, so I still have to see whether it's worth doing the thing. But once I know more, talk like maybe bringing this elsewhere, other than Pokey. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Every time I think of Pokey, every time I hear Pokey, I think of Pokemon.
Pokemon? Oh, Pokemon.
I think of like Pokeball, as in the food. From carb fat.
All of us thinking of different things.
Anyway, that's all from me.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Okay, sure. It's my turn, right?
Yeah.
I'll just get it over with. Let's see.
Oh, I saw your game in the zine thing. What was it called again?
Oh, I forgot the zines.
Side Scroller magazine.
Yes. It's focused on like
Because I read all the previous issues. Then I was like, oh, new issue. Then I read. I'm like, wait, I know the creator of this game.
It was
Really familiar.
It was
really familiar. Jump Jaboa sounds familiar to me.
I'm super happy that the contributor of that article like Jump Jaboa. Like I'm very grateful for it.
He even said that like he doesn't.
I'm happy to know that people.
Yeah, dude, high
appreciate
quality. Yeah.
Divya Somio says, I think of that Pokey thing from Mario has a Pokey.
Why does everybody think of different things?
Pokey as in like has spikes, or Pokey as in
I don't know. I don't know anything in Mario
Oh my god.
by that name.
Big gamer.
I'm sorry. Wait, what's Pokey supposed to be? It's the
In what context?
I mean Pokie
Mario?
from Mario, yes. Mario.
Oh,
Is that a Pokey?
I
I have to look it up, I'm sorry.
I'm also a fake gamer, so I,
Pokey. It's the sand crawler thingy. It's the sand
It's a sandcrawler thing.
It's a
Oh!
cactus.
I have a confession to make. I never Mario 3 for
Oh
the
no!
DS.
Oh no! Oh wait, I've also never finished Mario 3.
Dude, I'm a fake gamer.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, dude.
It's
You know,
Pokey.
Yeah,
that.
POK
Spiky.
looking thing. Oh hey!
just looking
Yeah.
thing. I get it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You can use Yoshi to eat them up piece by piece.
That's kind of morbid. But
Yeah. And
I
then-
guess the thing about Mario 2 Hard is all kind of morbid.
yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, I've hey, can you see my screen? I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually.
Quick thing, I've published version 1.1.4, which features World 11. So that part I talked about last week, right? But I managed to publish it this week, and amongst the update is the fact that I need to change the color of the portals. So the funny thing is, I've been asked about changing the colors before, and I've always been a bit hesitant because I feel like I'm not good with colors. That's one thing, and another thing is that I kind of want things to look like a certain tone in terms of the colors.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I decided to just go ahead and change the colors of the portals based on which one is connected, because I've been like receiving a few feedback about the fact that there are certain issues with clarity, right? In the don't know how the portals are connected, and I'm change the colors. The one that drove the one feedback that drove me to make that decision was there was this person, right, who wrote and said that, hey, can you make your game colorblind friendly? I cannot tell the colors apart. And I'm like, oh, actually, and I'm like, I'm sorry, actually there isn't the colors weren't that different to begin with lah. So even people who are not colorblind cannot tell them apart. So after that feedback, I thought, like, it seems that people generally expect the colors to be drastically different. So I
It's
just
funny,
went and changed it.
because I was gonna give a suggestion to make the
Yeah.
colors a bit more desaturated, a bit less saturated, basically. But that wouldn't help for color blindness.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So I really don't know like what's the best thing to do. I ran through this, right. I ran the colors through a tool. Let me see if I can find the tool. Oh damn! I should have prepared this beforehand.
A tool.
Some color blindness simulator.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I found it. It's
So what is it?
so I
Just like
I made the color palette, and then I upload it here, and then it will show me the how the image would in theory look like for people with like different colorblind issues.
that's so cool. What the heck?
Yeah, let me see if I can find the palette. Hang
I
on.
didn't know there's anything like that.
Yeah, it's super cool, right?
No idea.
Let me see. Oh no.
I might actually use it for skull chains also. This one is called I'll write that down.
Koblis. In fact, Koblis short for color blindness simulator.
Yeah, I'll write that down real quick.
Oh damn! I cannot find my thing. But let me just randomly click an image. Which one is which one of this is safe to use?
I think it's okay though. I think can.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah,
So there's an image here. You can kind of see, right, if I click on any one of this. Oh, this is a very big image. It takes a while.
Yeah, somebody in my chat said color blindness is kind of a big deal. Not big thing. Not gonna lie. It'd be nice to have a colorblind mode for skull chains here. And I think for my case, it's particularly potent because everything is kind of in one palette each.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to think about that more. I think it is a thing to my attention.
So I guess you can just run through this and check out the different modes and see if the readability of your game is okay or not. Yeah.
I'm not even familiar with like the different kinds of color blindness also.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Yeah,
Actually, I wonder if for skull chains it's like less or more severe because like it's all kind of it's based from what I'm seeing, right? It's just the colors are dimmer, so skull chains is more based on like black and white colors, right?
right, and
It's
the
done for
values
that,
are there's a clear
clearer,
contrast, right?
yeah. So I wonder if it's okay. I'm not sure.
I personally I feel like yours should be fine because there isn't any color coded stuff, right?
There is very few. There's like one or two things for upgrades, but it's
Ah,
very, 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 very rare. So
right.
I might have to like look into that in particular.
Yeah. So I guess you might just have to try that out later.
Yeah, I'll definitely like test out with this website.
Yeah, I click on this red blind, right? And
Yeah.
all of my fire turned green, so I think that's
Hmm.
something to look into.
Yeah, so Chris says that if you're aiming to cover the majority of color blocks, it'd be best to make 2 to 3 palettes, where each will cover a group of types of color blindness, or you can blanket try to cover them all with a single alternate palette.
Right.
Yeah, so I honestly was thinking of adding like accessibility options and stuff. So this might be a good start.
Yeah. Devious Oatmeal says, as a rule of thumb, I no longer use color to reference anything anymore, only shapes. Okay.
That's pretty much my philosophy for skull chains as well, since since it's all compressed down to a color, like a monochromatic color palette.
Yeah. There's one
No
here, right?
colors for everyone. Just get good.
What's monochromatic? Like,
This
what
one
happens if you click that one?
literally turns it like black and white, I think.
Is there any color? Like, is it just black and white?
Let's see.
It'd be like a grayscale kind of thing.
No, there we go. It's grayscale.
Oh, it's just black and
Yeah.
white. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I
Actually, skull chains might not be that bad. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it.
I think yours should be fine. I think. Yeah. Cool.
I
Yeah,
think
cool.
you get to usually
Sorry?
hit, but the little puffs are still purple.
Oh damn! Oh god damn it!
I was going to talk about that, but I thought that was on purpose.
Okay. Yes, John, you are right. I did spot the issue, but I spotted it after I pushed the final build. So I'm like, should I upload again and wait for them to approve? I'm like, you know what? No, never mind.
No.
Yeah.
I thought I saw it that, but I thought it was basically based on the enemy.
Oh no, it's supposed to change according to.
Oh, okay, I see.
I will leave that for the next update, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
One last thing. Chop.
Yes.
Chop curry puff. Let's.
Curry puff.
I'm sorry. That's
never
not.
heard
that.
that.
That is not a saying. That is not a saying.
You just made that up.
So last week I was showing the different mapping right, for auto toweling. Right. So so I kind of have something that I will hopefully be able to use when I start to work on my next project. One thing I would like to point out is that this is still very much extremely early work in progress. So like there is the readability issue with the positive and negative spaces.
Right.
I'm just thinking, right, like the space outside I will just have like a lot of noise, just use the usual trick.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. So it seems that my mapping works okay. And but I do have like okay, so we were talking about the tile setter, right? And I wanted to use it, but then I realized that I don't know how to use it for my tile set. Yeah, like I couldn't quite figure out how to use it for my tile set, so I have to. Maybe in the future I will have to look into that. So in the end, I do have to draw them individually, and I have to do some debugging, which is the reason why you see this number up there. I was like trying to fix some of the buggy tiles.
Right. So
yeah.
I have some comments about this from my chat.
Yes.
Which says that I like this kind of live procedural things. I don't know what they're called, but this kind of painting where it kind of adapts to what they draw. So they're also saying they have no idea how to do this though without causing massive performance issues. You wanna go into that actually, or
Massive performance issue. Massive performance issue. Oh, I haven't done like a big enough. I haven't done like a big enough level to know that if I have any performance issue. But for this one, right, in first, the game maker have this particular set of functions, right, for creating and managing buffers. Hang on, right, this one buffer create, and it allows me to make something a little bit more memory efficient because now it's not an array of integers. I can just have like each slot be say 2 byte aligned. And
okay.
yeah, so I guess in a sense this is more memory efficient. But in terms of real-time performance, I have no idea, man.
I can comment on that actually.
Okay.
So he did elaborate on this. He says, how I think this goes in my head is every click you go through calculates to check which tile to draw, and I did every tile around the current one. For larger artworks, I can see performance issues. Actually, no. Like if you just do that, like what you just said, it won't really cause performance issues, even on huge tiles, because you're just editing that part of the array. The only thing that might happen is cache misses, which is not really a huge deal for this kind of stuff.
Right.
Because you're not doing anything too complex. A lot of them either in one frame.
Yeah.
I've done this kind of thing on huge. Problem you're gonna face is actually the memory issues.
Well, like, I guess if your buffer is more memory efficient, you will avoid the cache misses as well, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, that, and also like how are you doing the tiles? Like obviously if you're doing everything as one game object, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? By the way, Broforce does that. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh.
Broforce, right, does every single tile as one game object.
Right.
What a terrible way to do things. Also, this game, Apocalypse, by this idiot Chowclips, also does the same thing. I can't believe that guy would do that. But yeah, no, for my game, I did the same thing. I did one game object per, because it honestly doesn't matter as much unless you make a huge level.
Right. Oh, that reminds me. So two things, like yes, when I click, I'm only affecting whatever is within this 3x3 grid. So it doesn't like change the entire. I don't look through the entire array. That's one thing. Another thing is, so you mentioned like each tile is an object, right? In my case, I'm just how do I put it? I'm just like scanning through the buffer and then just drawing the sprite as is. But in the future, I might need to make some changes to it because I actually need depth. I would like my player, right, to be slightly obscured by this wall here. So so I was thinking, right, what I need is a bucket of I need buckets of I guess game object that would handle the rendering of the tiles per layer, I guess. I how do I put it?
Like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're saying like localized chunks, right?
Yes, localized chunks. So like each row is a bucket.
Yes.
And I will just have them be set to different depth, and I will let game makers rendering to handle the drawing of this of all of the buckets, because game maker's rendering is sorted by depth, right? The depth value. So I'll just let game maker handle that instead of doing my own sorting, and hopefully that will be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure how optimized Game Maker is, but for Broforce is like huge levels, right?
Yeah, and it works okay?
It works perfectly fine, but loading times, you can tell on Broforce, are quite long. The reason why is because they're creating all those game objects. Once the game objects are created, it's all in memory, it's fine.
Yeah.
They don't, as far as I know, they don't even do that much optimization on it. As far as I can tell from the devlogs, at least at the time.
Right.
There was a AMA on Reddit, and then they explained how they did it, and you're like, it's just one per game object.
Yeah, right? It just needs to, doesn't it?
It just needs to work.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking about GML. So I know GML, but probably want to relay this question to Chini because he's probably more familiar with it. He says, how similar is GML to C Sharp?
Oh,
Hardly.
not very.
I would say it's much more familiar to C. Like
Yeah.
C was like kind of a bit special.
Yeah. Okay. I can show you. Syntax-wise, this is how you write a class, right? Like it. For some reason, the keyword here is function. So function, class name, and then followed by a constructor. This is how you write a class, or rather, GameMaker, or they call it a struct. So this is how you write a struct, and this is all my member variable, right? Or we call them fields, and these are the methods. So you can kind of see that there's some like it's you can do standard OOP, but aside from that, syntax wise it can be pretty different, and there isn't any type strictness at all. So like if you notice, all my parameters don't have any data types. I'm not defining any data types, so it's all there's no type strictness. So that's another thing that we have to keep.
Very weird.
Yeah.
There's not really there's kind of virtuals, but there's no operator overloading. And there's some stuff they added recently that makes it more OOP, but not completely. It's like hard to explain.
So I would say that oh yes, sorry John, you're saying?
I would call it a crappier JavaScript.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite an insult.
Okay, so here's the thing. Just 1 to 2 years ago, right? GML is not very nice to work with, but since they added the structs, right?
Yes.
I've been liking it a lot more.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. I have used the structs. I know that I told you this, but I've actually used the structs to end up making a messaging system that kind of makes it kind of like I'm like developing components using the scripts. Similar workflow to Unity in GameMaker. Yeah, it's possible to do that now with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The only problem is there's no operator overloads.
Yeah.
Typing something by something else, you have to like say this dot multiply this thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
I've just learned to accept that I cannot overload my operators.
Chris says I hate languages that don't have type strictness. Loose languages, I call them. Loose languages.
Loose languages.
Problems down the road if you're not between like loose languages as you call them, strictly type languages.
Yeah. So I work with what I have, and that's it. That's all I have for the week. Next week I will be working on Jump Jerboa's time trial mode. So that one, I've been eager to get started on it because it seems like there are apparently there is a mobile game speedrunning scene, and I have a couple of people who suggested that I make a speedrunner mode. So before I do speedrunning, I thought like maybe I should have a time trial mode first, like work my way towards speedrunning. And it's interesting, right? In fact, I have someone who gave me a video about an exploit in my game, right? That they can use to potentially speedrun my game better. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. So
I'm gonna patch it out.
No, I'm not going to patch it. I'm not going to patch it out. Hang on, where's the video? God damn it, I lost it. Wait, hang on, sorry. If I can't find it, then I'll just show it to you in private. Hang on.
It's in your Discord too.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's in my Discord. Hang on. It is in my Discord. Just give me like. I found it. I found it.
When John said a crappier JavaScript, I lost my shit.
Yeah, so there's this Jump Jerboa player, Zach, right, by the name of Zach. I posted a video detailing how to do a fake jump. Basically, as you slide down, right? Hang on, as you slide down, if you were to time your jump in at just the right moment, right, you just immediately drop to the ground and wait. Hang on, let me. Hang on. Where is it? Yeah, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that tiny little exploit, I guess, could help with speedrunning for like maybe a 0.1 second, maybe. We shall
Man,
see.
speedrunners are insane.
Yeah,
Really
it's super
insane.
cool, right? And
Yeah,
yeah, I just thought that I would
very cool.
share it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I guess I should just like in the next 3 minutes I should explain that what else was I going to say?
You're talking about
The
your
music
music stuff.
and something
Yeah,
else. I
yeah.
can't remember what's the other thing.
Music and website exporting thingy.
Yeah. So basically, like for the website, I basically updated my scripts to basically recently a lot of like my thoughts and stuff, and I basically now have a system for Markdown stuff where I can just write the Markdown file, run the script, and it will check all the stuff and upload it appropriately. But I've also been creating my own wiki for my own personal improvement, I guess. Trying to understand myself a bit more along my counselor. So I actually just give my counselor the link to my website, that particular directory,
Right.
and the whole wiki that encompasses how I think about things. And of course, it's very private, so I just send her that link, and then after that, she can kind of. So hackers, don't hack my website, please. I don't want you to know how I really am like. But yeah, like that's been very, very helpful. I use VimWiki for that, so yeah. So John will know what that is, I think.
I have no
I
idea.
actually have not heard of it before.
You know how to?
Wiki.
Yeah, it's basically just a way to make a wiki very easily in Vim, and you can export it as HTML files. So then I just custom style and I'm done. Next thing is I've been learning how to make music on the Game Boy, and by on the Game Boy I mean on my fake Game Boy that can emulate Game Boy cartridges.
Say again, what? On your what?
On my fake Game Boy.
Oh, okay.
It's like a retro handheld emulator. So I basically have been using Nanoloop to try to make some stuff, and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But it's fun.
Are you
Well,
gonna be
Probably
the
because I don't know what I'm doing.
you gonna be the next Chip Zale?
Oh my god.
Oh,
I've been watching
right,
Chipzel's videos so much recently. Have you seen her live shows?
No, I've never. I didn't know she does live shows.
She's like she's more energetic than most metal musicians at her live show. She like dances like crazy like during the like while she's like programming the music on these two tiny Game Boys.
Wow.
Quite a sight to behold. Quite interesting. You just search Chipzel and then show, and you should be able to find it.
Okay, I'll go
It's
do that.
amazing. Yeah, so basically I've been doing LSDJ and Nanoloop, and I thought you guys might be interested in this. Maybe there's this tracker called Deflamask that you can use for NES, Genesis.
How do you spell it?
Oh yeah, I'll type it out in the general. Deflamask, like that.
Oh, Deflamus. Okay.
Yeah, so basically there's a mobile version as well. So I can actually make the music on my bit. And I was just trying to find some things to do to occupy my time. So I've been trying to learn a lot more new skills. Because I can't work the whole day, right? And I don't know when I can't, so having a bunch of stuff to look forward to. Like if I don't feel like making music, I can write. If I don't feel like writing, I can do art. If I don't feel like doing art, I can do recreational programming.
Yeah.
That's really important for me. So, and it also links back to development in the end. So I think it's quite good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess recap.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I've completely forgotten what I'm gonna do next week. I think it was like what? I need to finish Gluttony.
Yes.
And maybe I can finish Sloth, because Sloth is the last one after that. That's it.
Sloth. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming together.
It's actually right. My initial release date, right? I don't want to like make any promises or anything to on live on stream, but the initial release date was January 25th, right? I put up an announcement saying I'm going to delay it, but my internal release date is still very close to that initial date.
Right.
So in all honesty, I'll probably finish it before the initial release date, but I want more time to basically be able to playtest and make sure there's no bugs and all that stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, and also I want less pressure. I think that's the main thing. Yeah.
Agree. Yeah.
John?
I am going to work on some UI stuff next week. Add in a thing to show your personal best in my game. Do up a game over UI and maybe do up a title card.
Personal best. So you're gonna use cookies for that, is it? Oh.
Probably local storage as opposed to cookies. So there's this thing in your browser called local storage that allows you to store things in a key value store, basically.
Right.
I see. So kind of like player prefs in Unity.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that you'll be more or less done, right?
I guess there's like a bunch of juice thingies that I would like to
It feels
implement.
pretty juicy already, to be honest.
Still can be juicier.
Yeah, I think I say it every week, but chromatic aberration will be nuts. Will be insane in the membrane.
Yeah. I will think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning, Amanda. Amanda just woke up.
Amanda just woke up. Oh my goodness. Amanda said, okay.
She also says definitely must be non-stop. I know, right? I had the free version and I'm buy it.
Also, the Devil Mask logo kind of reminds me of Mask Sounds logo.
Really?
Yeah, kind of.
Wait, I have to see.
Yeah.
I have to, hang on.
It's yes.
I mean,
it used to be a lot more realistic actually. Then they changed it. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's not 100% similar.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Mask Sound.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay. So I've just published an update. From next week I will be working on time trial, and hopefully I can get the game more or less ready for the next update. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the update consistent. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Shall we correct?
Yes.
Thanks, Xiao. I really enjoyed the that the whole process, your art process. That part was like super.
Yeah, sorry for taking up 45 fucking minutes.
Oh no, it's great. I love the 45 minutes. It's great. It's great.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, John. Because Chao was talking about the networking, right? It reminds me. Didn't you have like the half done WebSocket card game?
Half done is stretching it.
It's generous, is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's too generous.
Is it like 5%, 10%,
1%
1% done? Will you ever get back to it? After this one? Maybe.
I got bored with it, but yeah, after this, maybe.
Maybe. Alright. Maybe. Cool, man. Well, I guess let's correct then. We'll do this again. Yeah, we'll do this again next Sunday, same timing, 8 GMT plus 8.
I'll come back with a new art style, even though I still gonna stick to this one.
Stick to it.
I'll try my best.
I do.
Finish again, John.
yeah, finish again, John. But I have to say I like this art style, and another art of yours, right, that sticks in my mind a lot is the one that reminds me of The Fly.
Oh yeah. That one uses a similar process actually. So
Yeah.
I think I could like expand this to do some stuff like that, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so I guess it's time for us to go then.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you all. Bye. And let's see. Amanda say let's rate Chow. You know what? Let's rate Chow. Chow is not in the chat anymore, right? Testing. Okay, let's give him a surprise later. Okay, John, how far are you in Shin Megami Tensei?
How far am I? Let's see. I beat the handsome swordsman guy.
Handsome swordsman's guy, yeah.
And then I'm on the way to the fairy village. I saw Logan Paul.
You saw Logan Paul?
As in the Logan Paul guy.
Dazai, right?
Yeah.
Logan Paul guy.
Yeah, talk to the Logan Paul guy, and then am still on the way to the fairy village.
Right. I actually just reached the fairy village, so Yeah, I guess we are almost at the same parts. Cool. Okay, thanks everyone for hanging around. Thus concludes our weekly dev chat. Next week we will do this again. So I will run the outro, but after the outro I will raid Chow. Let's give Chow a little surprise.
Yeah.
Quote unquote surprise. I bet he sees it coming. Hang on. Chow Clips. I have trouble spelling. Hang on. Clips is ELY, right? PSE, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Is it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool, man. Alright, John.
Yeah.
Game night tonight?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll see you later. Let me just run the outro. Thanks, everyone. Ciao.
Oh.
Ciao.